What's up everybody? Awkward Anxious Jennifer here. And the other day I saw a video on, come here, bud. The Rewired Souls channel about how, our pet's good for mental health. And for me, this little guy, his name is Scruffles, he's extremely good for my mental health. I wrote an article for a website a little over a year ago about how dogs are good for helping depression. And so I have both, some scientific research knowledge and personal experience with how pets can be good for your mental health that I wanted to share with you guys today. For one thing, petting furry animals has been shown to reduce blood pressure, which is a great thing. And dogs, they need walks. Even if you have a backyard, or even if you have a little dog that uses potty pads, they still need that exercise. So having a dog is a great way to get exercise yourself. Okay, the people want to see you. Yeah, they want to see you. I know you don't like being held like that. Studies have shown that having pets can also reduce your levels of cholesterol. They can decrease feelings of loneliness. And they can help you, dogs in particular, can help you meet people if you're out walking your dog. It's also a great way to go out and get some sun. So those are kind of some of the scientific reasons why pets are good for your mental health. And I'm going to link that article I wrote in the description box below. So now I wanted to talk about my experience with having pets and how they affect my mental health. I've had both cats and dogs before, and I like both. But for me, I find dogs to be a little bit better for me because they have to go outside. Especially because I have an apartment. I can't just let him out back to do his thing. So for me, that gets me out of my apartment 3 times a day. I don't like having my windows open, as you can kind of see by the curtain over there. So I don't get a lot of sun when I'm just locked up in my apartment for days on end. So having a dog means I have to go outside 3 times a day. And one of those times is going to be during the day when it's actually daylight out. So getting actual natural sunlight helps so much. Okay, down you go. Especially during the winter time for me. And when I started writing full time, I just became so lonely. All of a sudden I was just home alone all the time with nobody to talk to. So I got Scruffles last summer to help, give me company. And he's a very calming presence for me. As you can see, he's not a big fan of being held like that, but he likes to snuggle on my lap, or he'll sit next to my lap and rest his head on my lap, things like that. So I find him very soothing, very calming. And when the weather's good, he loves to go for walks, and walking is good exercise. Now, ever since it got cold, neither one of us are especially big fans of the cold, so haven't been walking as much lately. But as it starts to get warmer, we'll go for longer walks again, so I can start getting some exercise. And, boy, I had so many other things to say before I started recording. But he's just, having a pet also gives me a reason to get up in the morning. In the past, when I've been incredibly depressed, I can't just spend all my time in bed because I have something that needs me. I have to get up and take care of them. And Scruffles in particular, he doesn't like to let me sleep in very late. He wants to get up and go out. And, it also, when I was still experiencing hypomanic episodes, I couldn't just drop everything and leave town because I had to take into account, well, not Scruffles necessarily, but other dogs I had at the time. What was I going to do with the dogs? Who was I going to just randomly drop them off with? Most kennels don't really take same-day drop-offs, and, I didn't want to have to explain to my family, oh, I just have this sudden urge to leave town for 3 days, can you watch my dog? That would have led to questions that I didn't want to answer. So for me, having dogs was also good for trying to helped stabilize me when my bipolar disorder was less under control. So for me, there are a lot of reasons that having a pet is just so good for my mental health. And I'm not sure I described that very well, so I may redo this video down the road at some point. But yeah, science has shown, and through my own personal experience, having a pet can be very good for your mental health. However, you do need to factor in some things, like cost. You know, on top of the cost, the original cost of getting the pet, there's all the things you have to get for them to get them set up, whether it's, you know, bowls and leashes, poop bags or cat litter, you know, a litter box or a crate and food, and there's a lot more expenses than you would expect. On top of which, if you rent, you may have to pay a pet deposit. For Scruffles, I had to pay $250 when I first brought him home. And then it's an extra $25 a month pet rent to keep him. And then you need to factor in food and treats and, you know, cat litter if you have a cat, or poop bags if you have a dog, vet visits, vaccinations. So pets are not exactly cheap. So you need to really seriously consider whether or not you can afford to bring a pet into your life. And the other factor is they need time. You know, cats are somewhat less time intensive than dogs, but you know, that they were bred to be companion animals. They need love and attention. And if you're gone 14, 16 hours a day, you have to consider if that's really fair for your pet. So that's my opinion on, you know, why pets can be very good for mental health, but it's still a consideration you need to really, you know, it's a living thing, and you should plan on having them for the rest of your life, although things happen, which, believe me, I understand. But, you know, if you've been hedging about whether or not to get a pet, you know, you can always talk to a therapist or whatever first, get their opinion on whether or not you personally can handle a pet. But I think that in general, they're a great option for people with mental illness. So let me know your experience with your pets in the comments below. Let's have a discussion about how your pets have affected your mental health. And if you want a pet but don't have one or whatever, Scruffles is sleeping already, so I don't want to pick him up and show him to you again. But I'm going to try to include him in more videos, or even just some videos of just him. Anyway, I guess that's all I have to say. So have a great day, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye. What's up, everybody? Awkward Anxious Jennifer here, which you already know because you've been watching my video. I recorded that video a few days ago, but I didn't want to upload it yet because I just uploaded something else. And the next day after I recorded that video, Scruffles was being super cute. Now, for whatever reason, he almost never plays. I don't know why. Maybe like once a week, he'll fetch for a minute. Every once in a blue moon, he'll kind of tug for a minute. But he's just, you know, I got him last summer and he's not usually a playful dog, but I caught him being super playful a few days ago. So I thought it'd be cute to just tack that video onto the end of this one, but I wanted to add a little bit of an explanation rather than just a hard cut between me talking and him playing. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this video of him playing, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. You're gonna bring it here? Good boy.
I would really rather you played with the toy. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're going to take my entire shirt. You being silly.